world? What it do? 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 World? Shalom, fam. Wagwan. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me clearly now? It is juicy. What's going on today in the world? Yeah, I went to sleep. I was watching a fight yesterday, and I just happened to fall asleep. But I had this dream about the sun, and it had these faces, and it had the big eyes. And then I just happened to go to my YouTube channel, and lo and behold, I just, typically I don't watch the videos before I watch, but I happened to watch the video, and I saw it in the video. So the guy, he shows it again in the video that's updated right now. But it was interesting that I saw the sun like that in my dreams. Also was able to see the figure and actually come across a channel that just popped up. So it's like having so many vivid things happen. Divine providence. All praise to the Most High for the times we are in right now. Beloveds, it's a whole new world. Anyways, yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Around the areas. Hope everybody's good out there on this beautiful Shemesh, this Sunday, fun day. All the Shemeshites out there. Got that avalanche still going on. This one get red. So the moment that it get bigger. Yeah, the volcanoes. All of them are starting. They're all active. Even ones you thought that weren't. Ones that you live by. Ones that you drive past. So yeah. The misfire rises to 29. So there's a lot of earthquake activity along this whole diamond fault line. This whole diamond right here. It's literally going off. And then this one took a whole pivot and said, skirt, skirt. The whole thing just cut off. That was weird. Yeah, it was live on TikTok and everything else, and now it just cut me off on live on there. I guess. Yeah, somebody said that's hilarious. Anyways, back to it. Let's see. Australia is still on fire. Black live on TikTok, live on X, live on Instagram, live on Facebook, live on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. So shout out to everybody everywhere. Airport. But yeah, Brisbane, Australia is definitely getting hit right now. Nepal, the Himalayan mountains, this big old smiley face of a mountain range starting to break apart. You're starting to see all of these tectonic plates starting to move and shift. You're seeing ancient ones. That's the ancient fault lines that are popping up now. So Very interesting. Yeah, you got strikes going on all over the world. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Cholera. Got a lot going on in Africa. A lot going on in Africa. And a lot of shaking going on in Chile still. Yeah. All the way up to Peru. All of these regions are still active right now. What is this up here north? In Vancouver, third measles case. And the weather is definitely changing in a lot of these regions. What is this in Arizona? Snow and ice. Snow dumps heavy snow on Northern California gridlock Interstate 40. Wow. It's interesting because I'm supposed to be driving across all of that. So it's like it's happening before I even get there. Stay put, my son. You'll be all right. So down in Miami. Crew battles fires on luxury boats. That's been popping up too. You got New York fire. You got that going on. Protesters gather, stand for science. You got that public safety incident, 2 shot. So all that marching going on, people getting popped still. So it's attached to that. 12 people injured in shooting at a pub. See, all that going out. That's in Toronto, I believe. All that going out, getting caught up. Finding out the hard way. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. It's gonna be 2 videos I show that definitely going to summarize what I saw last night in the book. In the good book. For many that don't know.
Good evening. How's it going out there, folks? Welcome back here to a Saturday night. It is 10 p.m. local time here. Don't forget, well, for some of us, I don't think Arizona or whatnot changes their time, but yeah.
That's not the... thought I had it.
Still just...
Okay.
Hey, how's it going out there, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at here on this fine Sunday, March 9th, 2025. Local time here, 10:42 a.m. I can't get used to that time change there. We lost an hour overnight. Spring forward, right? I kind of wish they would just leave it alone, but there's a lot of different opinions on that. Either way, expect some...
Yeah.
It shows a 1.5 across California. A little bit of movement still here across the Nankai Trough. Let's go ahead and zoom in, see what we have for the data here. Now, yesterday, man, we had a number of earthquakes out here in the 5 range. I noticed that the USGS downgraded here one of these earthquakes from a 5.9 to a 5.7, but nonetheless, that's still considerable amount of earthquake activity on the large size around the southern end here of the Nankai Trough. Now, if we pull up the oceanic crust map, the Nankai Trough sits right about here. Last major ruptures there was back in 1944. Although section, I believe it's E over here, the extreme eastern section, did not have any rupture. So a little concerned here that there's potential to see this experience a mega quake on it here soon. And this earthquake activity yesterday is very reminiscent of what happened last year. We had a swarm of earthquakes here roughly in the same area, and the Japanese government here put out a mega quake warning. They increased the chances here of seeing a mega quake on the subduction zone quite drastically higher compared to years past because of the earthquake activity here. So that was last year. This is yesterday. So similar situation, obviously adding further strain here. One more earthquake today across the Izu Trench, but it's upstream here, not into the subduction zone. But I'm sure it's still continuing to add a lot of strain here across this region. Got to watch that because that's going to be a big one when it does decide to go. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Further movement down south here across the Philippines, southward. Quite a few smaller quakes. A lot more activity stirring up out here in this area of the world today. Not so much down across Papua New Guinea eastward along the plate boundary. In fact, nothing is showing up here on the map, and it was like this yesterday as well. So we got a couple days here of quiet activity. That will normally fill in quite nicely, so to speak, here in terms of larger movement. So keep an eye here on this quiet zone today. I have a feeling that will fill in. It always does. It never goes quiet like that for too long. Just an area of the world where things are always active. Almost always seen earthquake activity here across the Kermadec Trench, Tonga Trench, Fiji area. So expect that to fill in sometime today, if not by the end of this update video. It seems to happen that way. Okay, looking at the West Coast, let's check out Hawaii here real quick, see what we got going on out here. On the Big Island, a little bit of movement today, just some twos, three-pointer just after midnight. Now, this Kilauea volcano eruption here has just been an ongoing thing for a little while. Let's go ahead and pull up the Kilauea updated information here. We're still looking at a pause as of the 5th. Episode number 12 came to a pause after erupting for just about 22 hours. Now, if we look at the deformation data here across the Kilauea volcano, there is the eruption. Had a few days of inflation leading up to the eruption point. Of course, eruption depletes the volume of magma below to where we're at back on the 5th to that pause. Now we've been going up here for the past few days. I expect to see a return of the eruption there at Kilauea Volcano, quite possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow morning here. If we look at the charts here over the last month, they've had a similar pattern. You can pretty much predict here, seems like, the next eruption. Pretty crazy, but if there's ever a time to get out there and see the eruption before it happens, during this odd sequence of events here that we've seen, episode 12, right? We've seen 12 events of similar design here, or similar episodes, and that's a little odd. Haven't seen anything like that in quite a while, but it's following the current pause is following the previous stages there. We're just going up. Here's the last 2 days going up here on inflation. That tells us that things are building back up underneath the area again for another eruption, possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow, Monday morning. So we'll continue to watch that. Real quick glance at let's check out the webcams here real quick, see what we got. Summit area. Still quite a bit of volcanic gases here, but that's been like that for quite a while, including out here across the area of the Crater Lava Lake region. Looks like it may be a little colder out there. That volcanic gases there shown quite nicely in that webcam image, but no eruption. Again, that'll probably happen tonight, early tomorrow morning. But no unusual activity to note here. Just a rinse and repeat cycle across the Kilauea volcano. All right, California area, Southern California. Make sure the bells are off, which they are. A couple earthquakes here in the last hour or so. One earthquake here near the Palomar Observatory. That's just off the Elsinore Fault. This region had a pretty decent amount of earthquake activity, a little swarm there. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but it's been awfully quiet since then. Things may be starting to fill in there with a 2.5. Following that 2.5, a 1.1, closer to the San Andreas Fault there, the southern branch of the San Andreas Fault there in Southern California. Definitely got to watch that. It's under a lot of strain, a lot. It's not like we just had a big earthquake here 100 years ago. It's 300 years ago since we've seen a full rupture here of the southern branch of the San Andreas Fault. Specifically, this segment down here has a lot of strain built up. Other areas up north are coming up too. 1812, can't remember the exact dates here, but a lot of time has passed out here, folks. It's coming up. We've been living in some quiet times, geologically speaking here, but that's not going to be the case for much longer. Probably going to hear more about earthquakes and volcanoes here in the future. Let me back out of here, check out the 2.5 model. One more up here in Northern California, as far as above 2.5. That's up there across the Petrolia area. A couple of smaller earthquakes up here, southern end of the Cascadia. There's a 13-mile deep 1.7 from yesterday. That's associated with the Cascadia subduction zone here underneath this area. Nothing big happening there for now, but 325 years ago, a big old 9-pointer struck out here across the Cascadia. San Francisco, a couple smaller earthquakes here today. Well, actually, it looks like these are from yesterday. Up north here, across the geysers area, and there's really actually no geysers up here. They just call it that. Been up there numerous times. There's a lot of geothermal plants up here, and this earthquake activity is occurring within the geothermal field, and there's many of these power plants out here. They utilize the heated area below to create energy, and at the same time, it induces earthquakes out here. To see 50 earthquakes here in the last 24 hours, well, that's average, probably maybe even a little bit below average. The last 30 days, 1,659 earthquakes out there in the geothermal fields, with the largest being a 2.9. Occasionally, we can get some earthquakes that are felt and even do some damage out here, but not as of late. Those can be up in the upper 4 range, maybe even the lower 5 range here. But for now, they're keeping all the earthquakes under, according to the USGS, underneath the 3.0 range. which is probably good. All right, let's see what else we got. Washington, pretty quiet up there. Of course, it is a weekend, so remember some of these smaller quakes out there that may be occurring up in Washington, Oregon, even up in Yellowstone, will not show up here until Monday morning after everyone gets into the office. That's how it's been. That's how it's always going to be. For whatever reason, the smaller quakes do not get reported here. There's a threshold that needs to be reached in order for it to be published onto the map here. But I will double check the Yellowstone National Park here real quick. See what we got. One earthquake out here. I could see it quite nicely earlier this morning, it looks like, about 8 or 9 o'clock Mountain Time there. That earthquake showing up across a good portion of the seismograph stations out here. It's probably I'm guessing a 2-pointer. That was, again, just a couple hours ago. I don't know if it's going to be this earthquake, 2.2. That's a ways over there across the Hebgen Lake area. But it might be. I mean, it's very possible. It's picking it up over here as well. So maybe that is that one earthquake showing up. Little 2-pointer. Nothing big. Let's see, Texas area looks a little bit quieter out here today. Only a handful of quakes in the one range out there across the oil fields, the Permian Basin region. The rest of the country, pretty quiet out there. Nothing major going on. So far as the largest earthquake here in the last 24 hours, well, that goes to the 5.7 there, 2 5.7s there, southern end of the Nankai Trough, just off the coast of Japan. Watching that pretty closely. After midnight, the largest quake, only a 4.7 here across the Philippines earlier this morning, about 8:30 or so, my time, local time here. Pretty good swarm of activity here. Continue to keep an eye on that region because it is showing quite a bit of movement out here in that huge cluster, including a recent 3.7 right now. So a lot of strain being accumulated out here across the western side of the Filipino plate. That's could be leading to something bigger out there. We'll have to watch that. Puerto Rico Trench, getting a little bit more activity over here across that Caribbean plate. It's going to be this movement right here, including a 4.3 over around the Dominican Republic region, 67 miles deep here. That is a deep one. There's the Mariotas Trough right here. Puerto Rico Trench. It's this area is kind of on the uplift out here. They can get some big earthquakes here, big ones. I don't remember the last time we had a big earthquake. Let me double check here real quick. I'm gonna go 5.5 and above. I just want to go back here and take a look real quick, folks. Since we got all day, gonna draw a little rectangle out here on the Mariotas Trough, which is right about here. I'm just kind of curious. I can get some deep ones here as well, but see what we got here for historical data. There's your earthquakes, largest magnitude. Look at that, man, 7.5 out there. That's a big one. At 1615. How do they know that? Well, geologists know their stuff, right? Seismology, it takes a little bit of digging around, look for adjustments and whatnot. But yeah, big one out there in 1615, 7.5. That was right over here off the coast. Of the Dominican Republic, 7.3, 1867 Virgin Islands earthquake. That's a lot of time has passed since then. Far as any newer activity goes in this area, goodness, when was it? 6.4 here, Puerto Rico. That was back in 2020. But as far as the full release out here, looking at a lot of time that has passed out here across the Mariotti's Trough. So got to keep an eye on that region as well. It's been showing, quite a bit of uptick here recently. More so following that 7.6 that struck over here outside the Cayman Islands area. You guys remember that one? The largest earthquake so far this year. 7.6, Georgetown, Cayman Islands region, outside of that area, fortunately. Since that earthquake struck, it seems to have been putting the strain out here across the Puerto Rico Trench and the Mariotti's Trough here. Right in this area. So keep an eye on it. Could be looking at maybe some larger activity about ready to take place. Just all the signs are there. All right, let's see what else we have out here across the earthquake 3D globe. Some movement out in the fracture boundary out here. That's going to be the Gulf of Eden. Nothing showing up here on the USGS model, but we got a little bit of activity. 4.4 this morning, it looks like. Santorini, Greece area. I'm not seeing anything major showing up. Let's just give a real quick view here of the Raspberry Shake data station around the Santorini, Greece area. Still seeing some earthquake activity out there. 427 earthquakes, with the latest earthquake looks to be a 1.0 there in the mix. Still just, nothing's changed here. No unusual activity. This is crazy just to say that, but there's been a lot of earthquake movement out here in the last several weeks. No main event, just a little continued earthquake activity. It really wasn't a main event. There's not like there was a 7-pointer and then we're seeing a bunch of aftershocks. This is just one of the most intense earthquake swarms that I've ever seen anywhere on the planet. So, again, 7-pointer didn't struck, and then we're seeing, thousands of aftershocks. It never took place like this. It just started off with a bang. Literally with a lot of earthquakes here of really no main magnitude, just thousands and thousands, probably 17,000 or more earthquakes following that event there. So we'll watch it. That's about all we can do right now, right? Really can't say otherwise. 4.3 down here across the southern end of the Philippine Trench. Got a little migration going on here. Keep an eye on the Philippine Trench right here. That area can see some large earthquakes as well. There's a subduction zone. All right, see if there's anything else major happening out here. Quiet zone out here. Watch that. It's just a lot of activity happening out here in the ever-changing world. All right, space weather. Let's get out of this world and go see what's going on out in space here. Looks like, from what I hear, there's quite a few auroras up there last night across the higher latitudes. KP index stretching up around the 6 range almost. That was overnight. Since then, things have died off. But could see some lingering conditions here even into the night, just due to the high-speed solar wind stream and the conditions there with the interplanetary magnetic field allowing the solar wind stream to, really kick up there and provide those auroras. So we'll see what happens later tonight. Not really expecting anything major. As far as any flaring activity goes, let's see here what we have. Is this the latest image? It is. Still have a couple active areas out there on the eastern limb. Let's see if we can see them today. Man, really can't see them yet. There has been a number of large sea flares out here on the eastern limb. More down here across the southeastern limb, but it's kind of hard to see. It might, you guys barely see this right here, right? See a little bit of blue orange right here in this area. That's that is probably it. We don't have a spectacular view of it yet, but it's coming. And you can see it there on the far side watch as well. If we go over here and look at the far side watch, this is from the 28th, so we got to click on it to get the latest. From the Stanford Education Department here. That sunspot is right about here. Again, we're just barely seeing it there crest across the eastern limb of the sun. That may be an active area to watch for some future flares here in the coming days once it's into a more, or directed position here. And another one behind that. So we got two right here. Kind of look like two eyes here. I mean, I can see all sorts of shapes in here. Crazy. All right. So flare threat, still fairly minimal right now. I'm issuing a 1% or less for X flare. M flare, he's got 30% here at the solarham.com site. I got about 45 or 50. That's probably still a little bit too high, but I'm going to leave it up because we are looking at that sunspot area coming into view here really soon. No major auroras in the forecast there as far as any spectacular events. Just possibility there of seeing some continuation throughout the evening here. Oh, definitely watch that. Close approach asteroids here. Anything major going on? Nope. There's really not a whole lot. I guess that's good news, right? Everything that's 110 foot, 3 million miles away. Everything else looks pretty safe there. Not a whole lot of close approaches right now, and that's a good thing. Severe weather, well, it looks like coming up here on day 6 here, even day 7, the Storm Prediction Center there has put out an early severe weather outlook. That's a huge area of concern there that could turn into some tornado activity towards Friday into Saturday. Let me show you guys the numerical model out here, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This all stems from a low pressure system that we're going to be dealing with here along the West Coast about Wednesday. That will work its way east rather quickly, tap into a lot of subtropical moisture here from the Gulf, and pulling up all that moisture will create that convection right there. Looking at potential there for some severe weather, so we'll have to watch that this weekend. We'll cover that as we get a little bit closer. More rain and snow out there across the California area and Oregon and Washington, of course. After that, we'll see what happens. Maybe another event as we head towards next weekend. But active conditions prevail here. It is getting close to the springtime, so that will definitely, no doubt, kick up. Seismograph stations out there all look pretty quiet for now, folks. There's not a whole lot of readings there on the live graph. Quick glance here at the earthquake 3D globe again. Got 3-pointer down there across the South America area. So keep an eye. Nankai Trough. Got a lot of strain right there. Keep an eye on this area of quietness. Like I said, this is a major seismically active area on any given day, and it's gone quiet here for about 2 days now. And normally it doesn't go much longer than a day, so things are probably going to be happening there soon. And I guess we'll keep an eye here across the Puerto Rico Trench region. Quite active there recently. In the meantime, folks, have a good day.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Stick around. I've got a lot of interesting things I want to share with you guys in this video. Remember a couple of months ago when pilots were reporting mysterious lights off the coast of Oregon? At least 4 commercial pilots encountered mysterious lights out over the water. They were seeing the lights above the Pacific Ocean, and researchers were theorizing that they could be flares. Flares don't move at extreme speeds, by the way, or Starlink satellites that also don't move at extreme speeds. So what they saw was quite mysterious. In this video, I've got another video of mysterious objects spotted from an airplane here recently from out along the east coast of the United States. And I've also got some interesting footage of a recon plane above Oregon flying in this oval pattern in the same location. The pilots were reporting these mysterious lights off the west coast of Oregon. Check this out. This video was just sent in by Tim from right around 24 hours ago out of Southern California. He looked up and saw this very sophisticated plane after it was up in Oregon along the west coast of Oregon. And this isn't any ordinary airplane. See the big disc on the top of this airplane? It's a recon plane. It's a Boeing E-3B Sentry. It's an airborne early warning and control aircraft that uses radar and communications to provide real-time situation awareness. Also, the aircraft can monitor airspace, detect, and track targets. So it's kind of coincidental that yesterday the plane was spotted in western Oregon right there, flying as if it were looking for something, and right there is when the plane landed. Video footage sent in by Tim. There's also been an increase in the osprey sightings here recently. I saw one myself. I've gotten 3 more videos, potentially 3, 2 for sure. Here's a video that was sent in by Tim out of Half Moon Bay, California, which is right here. And the airplane was spotted in the sky right there along the west coast of California. This is the video that was sent in by Tim from February 13th. Clearly an osprey. You don't normally see these things. And now just in the last couple of weeks, I've seen 4, and I don't think I've ever seen 1. So there's definitely something up with the ospreys flying around. People getting videos, seeing them firsthand like I did myself. Here's another video of what appears to be an osprey. Video sent in by Alicia Jett from February 22nd out of Campbell, California. Campbell, California is right here, about 30 miles to the southeast of this sighting right here. Here's another sighting, once again February 22nd. That looks like an osprey in the nighttime sky. I saw one in the daytime sky on the 19th. I received a video from Gold Canyon, Arizona of what looked like a nighttime observation of an osprey, and then the daytime version that we saw from Tim out of Half Moon Bay, California. Here's the video I took on the 19th from right out here in Arizona. Clear blue skies, and here comes the osprey. Those are very fascinating planes. They can convert from an airplane to a helicopter. It's the only plane like it in the world. So for some reason, there's been an increase in osprey sightings, sentry sightings, as if these things may be looking for something. What are they looking for? That remains to be seen. And here's yet another airplane video. This video was taken by a civilian flying from Philadelphia to Fort Myers, Florida. Check this out. Video footage sent in by Chastity Laws, taken at 35,000 feet out the window of an airplane. Look at that. I think this is what the pilots were seeing off the west coast of Oregon, right? But these things were more stationary. The objects that the pilots saw from the west coast of Oregon at around 35,000 feet, but they said the objects were up even higher at around 50,000 feet. These appear to be around 30, 35. The airplane's probably at cruising altitude, which is typically around 35, 39,000 feet. Either way, these things are well above the clouds, probably not visible from the ground. But notice how they appear to be either moving at the same exact speed as the airplane that she's on, or they're stationary. As you can see, they don't have any blinking lights. They don't appear to be moving. They may be, but it's just difficult to tell. There's 4 of them over there, not 3. There's the cloud cover. These things are way above the cloud cover. 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th one right back there to the left. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, there's the 4th one. 2 there, and then 1 there. I mean, these things are seriously out of place. I mean, that's what compelled her to take the video. There might be another one right there. I don't know what that was. There was a brief flash right there, but you can clearly see 4 mysterious objects out the window of this airplane, once again flying from Philadelphia to Fort Myers. Not exactly sure where she was at when she noticed these things. There might be a 5th one right back there. See it? Great catch. And it reminded me of the incident involving the pilots along the west coast of Oregon. So you know, more than likely, the pilots themselves were filming these things because they were so obvious. I mean, if you were looking out the window, you couldn't miss them. And who knows, like the pilots along the west coast of Oregon that were in communication with the tower on the ground. These pilots may have been communicating with the tower down here in Fort Myers, asking if these things were possibly showing up on radar, because they definitely weren't behaving like airplanes, and they definitely weren't behaving like helicopters. Mysterious objects spotted out the window of an airplane at 35,000 feet. By request, I had a viewer ask if I could take the flashing light map and overlay it with a blank map, and I did. And now you can see the names of some major cities and states where they're...
So, this is one of the things that I've seen all over places that I've liberated our ancestors. And I've been to many of these places, but to see that these omens are popping up in the exact locations in front of these folks, for them to be able to see that is very significant. So as you see now, he's able to aggregate and accumulate from events where the flickering lights are happening and where they're located. And so as these are happening all over the world, Puerto Rico, you name it, just everywhere. Now, it's like a very high level. No. I guess some are assuming that it may be Morse code, but it's a lot different than that. But to be able to see this now on a channel that just popped up in my feeds, I'm like, dude, that was a gem. So
there's an overwhelming presence of these blue lights that I placed.
To be able to see what is actually going on a aggregated scale is phenomenal
on the map, and I don't think there's necessarily any pattern here. The reason there's so many more east of the Mississippi River and in Texas is because the population is so much greater. It's just the way the map is evolving with regard to the population. The population is much denser east of the Mississippi River, and of course in Texas and Florida. I've got an update that I want to share with you guys. The map is up to 241 right now. I also received a video that I'm still working on from Maria out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma. She says in the video here that she used to laugh at these flashing lights that people were seeing all across the country and around the world for that matter, until it happened in her house. The light switch was off and a light started flashing in her house and actually woke her up. And she says in that video that I'll share with you guys here in a day or two, she said she's not laughing anymore once it happened inside of her house. It is a real phenomena that's sweeping the earth. 241 now in the United States and counting, and I've got 200 more that I'm still working on. And here we go. First flashing TV video going to Irwin, Tennessee. Video footage sent in by Mike and Tierra from February 22nd, 2025. First flashing TV video I've gotten. Gotten hundreds of flashing lights inside, outside. This is the first flashing TV video that I've gotten. Going up to Austin, Quebec, Canada. Check this out. Flashing light down in the basement. For unknown reasons, had never seen that before. Going from Canada down to Abilene, Texas. Video footage taken by Chris Acosta on February 22nd, 2025. You couldn't help but notice the flashing gas station sign over there in broad daylight. Apparently, this is not a normal thing. They're normally on full time, not blinking. And going up the road to Oklahoma, video number 4 sent in by Josh, taken on February 21st. Notice these flashing lights above these doorways here. At a facility that he was at early in the morning. They here. At a flashing gas station.
That's at 329. What happens on 329? Maybe 7. Okay, so I believe that is the day of the yes, it's exactly. Oh man, that's funny. That is funny, y'all. So March 25th is that partial solar eclipse. That exact time will be visible from parts of the northern hemisphere, including northeastern North America, East Canada, and Europe, with the moon taking a bite out of the sun. The moon partially obscures the sun, but not completely. They said the events that happened there: National Vietnam War Veterans Day, National Lemon Chiffon Cake Day, and the time to remember the last U.S. combat troops leaving South Vietnam in 1973. Yeah. Other historical events. The 23rd Amendment was ratified, allowing residents of Washington, D.C. to vote in presidential elections in 1961. 1974, NASA's Mariner 10 became the first space probe to fly by Mercury. So they say. This is what is. Was that to make us think about that? Yes. Thank you for that. That was very interesting. I did not see that. But I saw it.
Sign over there in broad daylight.
Wow.
Apparently, this is not a normal thing. They're normally on full time, not blinking. And going up the road to Oklahoma, video number 4, sent in by Josh, taken on February 21st. Notice these flashing lights above these doorways here at a facility that he was at early in the morning. They normally don't blink. Moving on to video number 5, going to Denver, Colorado. This video has a narration. Here we go.
Denver, Colorado. This is Broadway and I think Alameda. Downtown Denver, Colorado.
It's a movie that I'm trying to remember. I can't remember it.
We got flashing.
It's like Men in
intersection
Black.
lights. This intersection never flashes. You drive on it every day.
Both those videos were taken on February 21st, and she never sees those lights flashing. Going to Louisiana, video footage sent in by Charles, once again from February 22nd. Very busy day. Pulled into this gas station, convenience store. Notice the canopy lights above the gas pumps were off. The place looks like it's open, and then there was a light on the back of the property that was flashing that normally doesn't flash. Another video out of Louisiana. Louisiana is on the map. Once again, there's 241 locations on this map alone, and I've got over 200 more locations that I'm currently working on right now as I do this video. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Karina Watson of some beautiful auroras taken from her location. Not sure of the location, but those are some incredible skies. Looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. Saw an X-class solar flare yesterday that was not Earth-directed, but the Earth-facing side of the sun is loaded with sunspots in active regions. Once again, that X-flare did not produce an Earth-directed CME. Looking at the power outage situation right now, over 10,000 customers in Florida without power, 9,000 in California, 8,000 in Pennsylvania. 5,000 in Texas, and 2,000 in the state of Washington. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. All in all, pretty quiet. A little bit of earthquake activity up here at Hebgen Lake. We see that often up there. It's very busy in the northwestern quadrant of the...
Let me see all this. I'm trying to find a video of the one that I watched. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. We're starting off this video in Louisiana. Dean Gonzalez from March 2nd of 2025 looked up and noticed a jumbo halo in the daytime sky. I've got more circles that are much lower to the ground that you guys are going to see, almost elliptical shaped. We're going to look at UFOs in Florida. A very cool photo out of Norway. But first, starting out over here at MSN.com, article dated yesterday, March 7th of 2025. Article goes on to say the sun's activity may trigger earthquakes. New study reveals. Earthquakes have been long considered unpredictable, but a new study suggests that solar activity could play a role in triggering seismic events. We've been talking about that for years over here at YouTube, but apparently this is a brand new study. Staying in the sky, I've got some rare footage to share with you guys of various things that have been spotted in the evening sky, as you're looking at right here. Yeah, photos sent in by Doug out of Glenpool, Oklahoma. Looks like he caught a large triangle about 2 weeks ago above Oklahoma in the early morning sky. Going from Oklahoma to Seattle, this segment has narration. Here we go.
Just spotted this weird cloud anomaly here. Almost looks like something went right through the clouds there.
Isn't that so true? We see these every once in a while, and this man was compelled enough to stop and take a video of it. Once again, video out of Seattle by Blake from the 26th of February, and it does look like something fell through the sky, doesn't it? What in the world is going on in the skies above planet Earth? And here's that circle I was talking about. Harry Hall from Mount Olive, North Carolina, 26th of February, looked up and saw this big elliptical circle in the daytime sky. Obviously didn't match any of the clouds in the sky above North Carolina. What in the world was going on in the skies above North Carolina? More big circles, this time right out here in Arizona. Sedona, Arizona. Life is for fun. 10/2 of 2021. This goes back a few years, but it's still relevant. Check out that big, thick circle in the sky above Sedona, Arizona. Very cool stuff. Moving on to segment number 4. More holes in the daytime sky. Victoria, British Columbia. Ricky Zay, February 26th of 2025. Very busy day, the 26th. Again, looked like something fell through the clouds in broad daylight, creating a perfect circle, pulling down some of the cloud vapor with it, whatever it may have been. They say that's a natural phenomena. And going down to the Caribbean, here's yet another example of a very intense jumbo halo in the daytime sky by Rimco. I'm getting these about once or twice a week, it seems like. Here's another example. This one here is very low to the ground, sent in by Mark. Not sure of the location, probably somewhere above the 48, 50-degree latitude as we see snow on the ground. Video taken on February 28th of 2025. Great stuff, guys. You are wide awake and on the ball. Speaking of wide awake, we're going down to Florida now. Video sent in by Lucia Terrell from Sun City Center, Florida, which is in the Tampa Bay area. Video from March 2nd, 2025. This video has narration. She noticed 2 highly unusual objects in the nighttime sky. One seemed to be primarily stationary, and there's a second one that enters the field of view, as you're going to see here in just a minute. Seems like it was checking out the stationary one. Once again, video out of Florida.
I'm panning down so I can hopefully get something else. I think that was a bird. I don't know. My voice is so deep, I sound like a man. Well, what's that? I'm gonna say that's a plane. Is it? I think it is. Be cool if it would stop right there. That happened earlier. It shined right at me. Look, it stopped. Holy shit, that's another orb.
It did shine at
I'm
her.
sure it wasn't shining right at me because I'm too far away. Now it's
Bless.
moving back the other way. Oh my God, that's so awesome. This is so cool. What goes over and turns back the other way and doesn't do a big fat turn? I don't get it. Was that an orb? I guess it was. That light shined right towards me, even though I don't believe it was at me. It was just turning around, maybe? I don't know. Okay, what do you think?
I think that was a great catch. And if you noticed, neither one of these objects were making any noise. She was outside. They appeared to be fairly decent size, obviously very bright. This one here, if it were a helicopter, the only thing that could pull off a maneuver like that in the sky would be a helicopter or a drone. A helicopter would be extremely loud. You would definitely know it was there before you even saw it. That was not a helicopter. What did that? At first, she thought it was an airplane cruising by. Now watch what it does. This is in a slightly different format. I just added a little bit of light and color to it. I was trying to pull forward any possible features. Notice how it goes up next to, or at least fairly close to, the first orb that she saw in the sky. That's why she started filming the sky, was that first bright orb. And then this second object, whatever it was, wherever it came from, almost gives you the impression that it came over to see what this thing was doing, as it stopped on a dime in the nighttime sky, turned as if it were facing the viewer, and then went towards the stationary object in the sky. Like I said, there's only two things that could pull off something like that, a helicopter and a drone. That looks way too big to be a drone and is way too quiet to be a helicopter. So what was it? She was right there looking at both of these objects in the nighttime sky. This is obviously a very heavily modified format. I was trying to pull forward any wings, any tail fins, anything recognizable, and there's nothing recognizable going on here. What a great catch out of Florida. Once again, this video was taken from the Tampa Bay area just a few nights ago. And now a quick update on the freaky flashing light phenomena that's sweeping the earth. I've updated the map over here in the United States. 287 different locations you see on this map right here alone. I've gotten over 600 videos from 600 different people of this phenomena that once again is sweeping the earth, and I've added 11 new locations to this map right here. The first video is out of Detroit, Michigan by Scott. It has narration. Here we go.
Mr. MBB, Detroit, Michigan.
I had to edit the sound here as it had a song playing in the background. The video did. It was an excellent video, but you can clearly see why Scott was recording. There were flashing lights on this main road in Detroit, Michigan. We've seen this all across the country. There's nothing normal about that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Going from Detroit up to Minnesota, video sent in by Cassie. This video also has narration. Here we go.
We're in Wadena, Minnesota. Only these lights are flashing.
And I had to modify that video just a little bit because Murphy's Law came into play there as she was trying to record these mysterious flashing lights. There was a very loud train in the background, but still, that was a great catch of flashing lights in broad daylight out of Minnesota. Moving on to video number 3. Not sure of the location. Video was taken about 48 hours ago by Talon is Silver Wolf. The viewer did tell me they were entering the grocery store and noticed these flashing lights outside as they were getting ready to go in and get some groceries. Video number 4 by Dennis, not sure of the location. This one was taken just a few hours ago. That's why I say this isn't showing any signs of slowing down. If anything, it's increasing. Check out this parking lot here. Multiple lights in this parking lot from early this morning at 5:26 a.m. Look at that. He was just sitting there in his truck. At least 10, I would say. I zoomed in here to get some of the ones off in the distance. This isn't normal. There's nothing normal about this. I've never seen anything like this when I've been out traveling around at night. Not once. And moving on to video number 5. This video is from Scottsdale, Arizona by Douglas, taken on the 7th of March. It has narration. Here we go.
Well, Mr. MBB 333, this is my street lamp right in front of my home. Been living here for years. It's never flashed like this. Now we got the freaky flashing phenomena right in front of my home here. And you can see the other street lamps down the street there are not
everywhere,
flashing,
y'all.
but this one is flashing now. You see the
Every
one
nook
across
and
the
cranny.
street over there.
Literally showing everybody
One
the
right in front of my home is flashing. It's never flashed before.
A lot of this happening
What
at
is going
nighttime.
on with it?
And you know what? It is bizarre. I mean, the man has lived here for years and has never seen anything like this. Usually, if a bulb is going to malfunction, it just simply burns out. This is so random, it'll affect an entire parking lot of maybe 12, 20. I've seen as many as 30 or 40 lights flashing at one time. And then you'll have a random rogue incident like this where it affects only one. And then a wide variety of instances in between where it'll affect 2, 3, 4. You just never know when or where it's going to occur. And moving on to segment number 6, I believe this is my first video out of Connecticut, out of Ganby, Connecticut, sent by D.A. Raffles from March 3rd of 2025. Video taken at 3:32 a.m. Noticed a couple of flashing lights here along the right side of the road, and if you look down further, you're going to see the green traffic lights flashing as well. So there was something going on in this part of Ganby that was affecting these 2 green lights down here and then 2 lights along the side of the road. That's what I was referring to by random and rogue. You just never know when or where this is going to show up. Dan T. out of Ocala, Florida. This video has narration from March 7th of 2025.
Hey, Mr. MBB. I thought it's time to put Ocala, Florida on the map. It's not already there. I am at
It's a message.
a medical clinic.
Medical clinic. The land is
Highway 200.
6600.
This just started a few nights ago. Thought I'd pull over and
The
give you a good
somber
shot and send it to you.
in the voice.
Thanks for all you do, brother.
Thank you for the excellent footage. And if you look at his video, the lights on the building are more than likely fluorescent bulbs, not LEDs. This one out here, it's impossible to tell from this distance. That could be an LED light. Either way, it's malfunctioning, whatever is causing it to malfunction. Going from Ocala to the west coast of the United States, Riverside, California, Maria Sanchez from March 7th of 2025 at 7:49 p.m. This video has narration. Here we go.
Hello, Mr. MBB333. This is Maria from Riverside, California. We have another blinking light. Today is March 7th, 2025. I've been working in this facility since September of 2024, and this light has been blinking since then. We have other lights in the facility, but they don't blink.
September of 2024.
This is the only one. But we do have another light. If you can see, one is out, but the one that is out, doesn't it look like
They
it's
show some
blinking?
amazing videos. I love it.
Is it the light ricocheting?
It's amazing.
The one that's blinking? I don't know.
I got a couple of snacks.
Oh, there you go. Another light in Riverside, California.
Thank you, Maria. Great report. And as you can see, as we zoomed in, it was blinking as well. And Maria said this first light up front here started blinking back in September. And this whole phenomena seemed to kick into high gear around November of 2024. And it hasn't stopped since. In fact, like I said earlier, if anything, it's increased. Going from Riverside, California, over to the Florida Panhandle. Shane, March 7th of 2025, Panama City Beach, Florida. Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 malfunctioning lights in this parking lot. Once again, at Panama City Beach, Florida. This is all over the place. All around the world, these lights all of a sudden are malfunctioning for unknown reasons. Video number 10 by Jeff out of Tucson, Arizona. Once again on March 7th. March 7th was a very busy night. This video has narration by Jeff. Here we go.
Here we are, Mr. MBB333.
Pictures.
What's going on in Tucson, Arizona?
In the middle of nowhere, nobody else is being hit.
Not all the lights are like that, but a few of them are. Everything's okay over here, over there, but what's going on here?
Trying to explain this. You know, put them all the drugs.
What is that about? Are you serious right now?
Are you serious right now? That's the question of the day. See how rogue and random it is? I mean, he noticed 3 or 4 here blinking out of about 15 that could have been blinking. Rogue and random is the flavor of the day. Going to South Carolina at a rest stop. Jeb, once again on 3/7 of 2025, 5:30 a.m.
All of these locations.
Gentleman over here just trying to get some sleep in his big rig, and the light above his truck is carrying on like some sort of a discotheque, and all he's trying to do is get some rest. Next video number 12 out of Asheville, North Carolina by Julie, goes back to February 19th of 2025. This video has narration. Here we go.
Never seen this before. On my way home, I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I drive through here every day.
And as you heard her say, she drives through here every day and has never seen those lights behave that way. Will W. out of Zebulon, North Carolina, 3/6 of 2025 at high noon at the grocery store. Lights malfunctioning in the refrigerated section.
And all the Costco.
How about that? Talk about rogue and random. You never know when or where these things are going to show up. Coming over here to the homepage of the website. Today's feature photo sent in by Jan out of Norway. Check out this sky. Are you serious right now? Wow, what an awesome view of the sky. Almost looks otherworldly.
Very. He just said it. Otherworldly. This is interesting. I just wanted to run through all of this. Yeah. Whew.
What's up, guys? Remember about a year ago when I posted this video of an anomaly near the moon back in January of 2024? Here's a partial of the full-length video that I posted on YouTube. I'm walking down the sidewalk. I'm looking at this mysterious object near the moon, or it appears to be near the moon, from my location out here in Arizona. My wife and son saw this thing about 10 miles from the house. They were driving home, called me and said, hey, go out and look by the moon. This is looking east as the moon's coming up over the horizon. They said there was something mysterious near the moon. So I went outside. Sure enough, I saw this in the sky. And again, this is just the first part of a video that I took that was about 5 minutes long. It looked like a mysterious haze over there that was trying to possibly camouflage something in the sky. Like I said, my wife and son saw it. They'd never seen anything like it. When I walked over there, I had never seen anything like it either. And what I mean by walking over there, I walked down this sidewalk and I got a clearer view of the eastern sky, and something else appeared in the video. I didn't see this part in the sky. It showed up in the video after the fact. This was some sort of an anomaly that just so happened to look like somebody's face. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This was literally in the video. I don't know how that got there. Again, I didn't see it.
It had a whole face in there. He got a whole afro with a lineup. The ears. The eyes. The nose. The mouth. Big lip. Big lip. Teeth. Chin.
I was focusing on the anomaly in the sky there. Well, apparently somebody else saw something near the moon out in Maryland around the same time. I just received this video a couple of days ago from Vince. Let me read the email that he shared with me. He goes on to say, hi, my name is Vince Rose, and my wife Susie and I saw this second moon for a couple of weeks every night about a year ago from Stevensville, Maryland. I was filming it from my open window in our bedroom bedroom, and he's talking about his wife, was down on the deck in the backyard, seeing it with her eyes and the camera also. When then asked our 13-year-old son to look and see if he saw the same thing with his eyes and no camera, and he saw it as well. It wasn't an artifact, and it was hidden on and off by the clouds as they went by. We sent this last year, but you were probably overwhelmed with the moon sightings. This video is far better than any of the ones that I've seen on your channel so far. Please take a look and let us know what you think. If you need the original, I can email it. This is the video link, Vince. And here's the video that he shared with me that he took nearly a year ago, right around the same time that we saw this mysterious object near the moon. It's as if something is orbiting the Earth, and every once in a while it interacts with the moon approximately every 12 to 14 months. As a young lady from Tucson back in November of 2022 saw a mysterious object near the moon that she was describing as a dark moon in the sky at 2:45 in the morning. This video has narration sent in by Vince. Here we go.
Now it's behind the clouds.
Yeah, y'all gonna.
I'm gonna hold it here.
It's gonna be at
as steady as I can.
It's gonna be at 8:40, but then
until that cloud goes by.
At 9 o'clock. Right there. See it? Right at your 9:45.
Oh. Is right in that clearing, right in the middle of that clearing to the left of the moon.
Exactly, for all of them to be seen.
Take a video.
Okay, let me pause it real quick, back it up for just a second. Notice the lens artifact right here, this green thing bouncing around the screen. That's the reflection. There's always a reflection. Anytime you're filming the moon or the sun, you can see the reflection right there. He's in his bedroom behind an open window. So this is not a reflection off the glass because he's not behind the glass. And right here's the object that he's seen. It looks like a smaller version of what me and my family saw in January of the same year. He saw this from Maryland, also around the same time we saw it out here in Arizona.
Take a video. Now it's going behind the clouds again.
And peekaboo. Peekaboo.
And it is moving. The position of it. It's now right in like the 9 o'clock position. It was just below that a second ago. It's almost like parallel. Oh, there it comes again. Oh, I see it with my, I can see it. I see this shit with my eyes. If you look right over to the left, not that very first cloud over to the left of the moon, it's right behind that cloud right now. Right to the top of that cloud. And it's poking out right now.
These videos are amazing.
Yep.
Been over the last 5 years.
It's like 8:45, 9. Now it's right above that cloud. What in the hell?
People able to
Hey, Benji! Come here!
Seeing 2 moons, seeing 2 suns. Orbs, and objects, flying objects.
I'm up here in my bedroom.
Seeing the lights flickering.
Look over to the left of the moon out there, right to the left, like at the 9 o'clock position.
Waiting for that to get to one of the videos.
Like another planet right there, like it's almost under that cloud that's slowly moving to the right. Now it's under that cloud. It's right on the bottom of that cloud. That's right to the left of it. Do you see my screen here? Wait. You see the screen here? See right there on my screen, right there. You see that? See how the clouds are moving? Now it's coming out of the clouds.
I hear how.
Do you see that with
the
your
breaking
eyes?
down and the breaking in.
You see it right back there?
Yes, I am. You'll see
Now
the
it's
video
starting to come out.
there.
As soon as those clouds completely come out from around it.
Yes, I'm live on YouTube.
Now I don't see it on the. It's behind here somewhere.
So it takes a minute for them to get through this. But at least you guys get the hint. At least right there. You can see the moon right there.
What in the hell?
We spent a long time on this one particular video. But you can see that the moon is the second one right there. Second spherical. So yeah. And it's just thousands.
Yeah, you can see that lens flare.
Of people, man.
My camera.
The amount
as I move it around.
Being stunned.
That is not moving, and it is behind the clouds.
Because if they didn't get it on the camera, they would be seeing more kooky and all that. If it came from us, it's much more believable than we like. I already know what's that. But for them, it's like, oh my goodness, I just seen a blue moon.
Okay, let me pause it right here for just a second. See it right here?
X marks the spot.
It's right there. It looks like a smaller version of what we saw out here in Arizona. There's what we saw in Arizona right there.
When they see
There's something that is semi-transparent, about the size of the moon in this video. Obviously, in the video from Arizona, it appeared to be a little bit bigger, but there could have been some sort of vapor cloud around the object, but there was clearly something in the sky that we had never seen before. We've all seen clouds, we've seen crescent moons, half moons, full moons, the whole 9 yards. This object right here that they saw from Maryland is very similar to what we saw out here in Arizona and what the young lady from Tucson saw in the nighttime sky. There definitely appears to be something orbiting the Earth, and every once in a while it becomes visible when it's near the moon. I'll continue on with this video. There's about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it's poking out now, right from the bottom of that cloud. Yep. It's still in the same spot. So you can see it on your camera too? Yeah, there you go. There's two cameras at the same exact time, picking the same thing up. It looks like there's a big break in these clouds coming up in a little bit. Yeah, I'm done now too.
Great job, guys. Vince, Susie, and Benji all saw this thing with the naked eye. It wasn't only visible in the camera. They saw this with the naked eye as well, like we did out here in Arizona back in January of 2024. I've also got an update on this freaky flashing light phenomena. You can see now we're up to 253 and counting. I've got video footage from Norway and multiple locations here in the United States. We're going to start off over here in Louisville, Kentucky, with a new video sent in by Elizabeth Carpenter from February 26th of 2025. She noticed a couple of blinking lights in her neighborhood. Just a few days ago. This strange phenomena is not slowing down. I've got video footage from less than 24 hours ago going to New Haven, Kentucky, just down the road. This video has narration. Here we go.
Okay. Well, how about that?
Street lights.
That's wild.
Obviously, they had never seen that before. Going up to Norway. This is the video that's less than 24 hours old. You can hear my voice in the background of this video that was taken by Valeria from Norway of a flashing light in their home. Check this out. This video also has narration.
This light has never really behaved like this before. There's another light too that is behaving very strangely.
This is judgment.
I have no clue what's going on. This is in Norway.
This is judgment.
On the east side of the country. There has been some weird activity in the sky. As you can hear in the background, your program is going on.
This is like
This is weird.
Like MK Ultra type of stuff, like water torture for these folks.
No, it's like
this is like
everything I'm lighting. It's like starting again. I think I'm just going to turn it on and just use this because this is not flickering at the moment.
Okay, you could hear me talking in the background through their television via a video. They went over to this light here and turned that one off as it was clearly malfunctioning. Thanks for the video out of Norway. Next video, video number 4, sent in by Melissa K. and Daniel Cash. This is one of those videos where I don't know the location, so obviously I couldn't put it on the map. But they too noticed mysterious flashing lights. These were outside, and they don't normally see these lights flashing as a rule. There's one over there. One over here to the right. You never know when or where this is going to happen. It just happens unexpectedly. And I've gotten over 500 different videos of this phenomenon. Here's another example of the mysterious flashing lights. A McDonald's sign flashing, of all things. None of the other lights were flashing except the very tall McDonald's sign, and the banner down below was flashing. Everything else seemed to be working fine. That's what's so mysterious about this. You don't know where or when this is going to show up. Going up to northern Michigan. Another example, this video has narration. Here we go.
Well, we got our own lights MBB in here up in the UP of Michigan. Nice.
That video was by Norm less than 24 hours ago, going from northern Michigan to Salina, Utah. Check this out. March 1st, Al noticed a couple of lights over here flickering that don't normally flicker. Close to a gas station, sometimes we'll see the lights underneath the canopy of a gas station. I've seen multiple videos of those lights right there appearing to completely malfunction. Going on to video number 8. This video was sent in by Tim W.
I just noticed going down my road, there was several lights flashing. I thought this was a joke the other day, but I'm an electrician, and this is so weird because it's going on around the world. Back down that road, there was like 4 other lights flashing. If I wasn't going to be late, I'd check it out. What is really going on?
And that's the thing. What is really going on? And he's another one. You know, a lot of people think this is a joke or just some sort of a prank. It's not a joke, guys. This is really going on, and it's going on all around the world. Going to Salinas, California. Adrian M. sitting at a stoplight. Notice these lights across the road flashing uncontrollably as if they're malfunctioning as well. It's as if something is interfering with the flow of electricity. Going down to Texas. This video has narration. Here we go.
Okay, Mr. MBB. This is Onalaska, Texas. Nothing unusual until you get to look in here. No other lights that I can see anywhere are flashing. But let me check on the other side of this sign and see if it's flashing too.
You feel me, y'all? That's what that is.
Nope, just that one side.
Nothing else.
Crazy.
It is crazy. And again, you never know where or when this is going to show up. And there was an example sent in by David out of Onalaska, Texas. And it was just that sign. And it was just one side of the sign. So bizarre. Once again, the map that I've created is at 253. I've added Norway, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom. I've got video footage out of Scotland to share with you guys. I also have an email that I want to share with you guys, just in case maybe this has happened to you, because Bill asked me, he goes, has anybody else reported their antennas acting up? I just got this video today. He goes on to say, good day, young man. My name is Bill from Chester, West Virginia. Has anyone reported strange things with their outside antenna? Digital signals going all cattywampus. The channels will start digitizing, making TV impossible. Does this at different times starts and stops randomly? He goes on to say it doesn't start at any set time, usually during the day, subsides at night, and then back early in the morning again. Have adjusted and even replaced antenna to no avail. Strange, just wondering. Thanks, Bill Chevy out of West Virginia. Anybody else experiencing anomalies with their antenna? Last but not least, check this out. A very loud boom recorded on an outdoor security camera. You might want to adjust your speakers. This is fairly loud. It's not super loud, but it was loud enough to activate an outdoor security camera at 11:20 p.m. Check this out from Michigan.
Michigan is amazing.
What in the world was that? That occurred at 11:20 at night on the 27th of February. Did anybody else hear that? Remember, the planets are still in this very unique planetary position. If you step outside, look up in the nighttime sky, and it's clear in your area. There's a parade of planets in the nighttime sky. All of the planets are sharing the same side of the sun. You can't see Uranus and Neptune, but you can certainly see Mercury just before sunset. You can see Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter in the nighttime sky. We've also seen an increase in earthquakes in very unusual places. Not that this is necessarily an unusual location, but it is kind of strong. For North Hollywood, California, a 3.9 less than 24 hours ago on March 2nd. Northern California coming in at 9.5 miles deep, and we still have multiple volcanoes erupting all around the world. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports.
Yep. This the one. So I'm going to show y'all this, and I'm going to leave it on there. I got tons of stuff. But this channel happened to come across because of this. So this is what I need to see. But also the two eyes in the sun. Like the head is turning around with all the other faces. And to be able to see these lights and the sounds of the planetary body do what it do. It's very interesting times, y'all. Very interesting times.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I'm going to take you guys to Corona, California. Right here in this exact location, you guys are going to see what was being described.
Okay, so before I show this video, I want to show the one beforehand, because I think this would kind of sum up what I was thinking about with Michigan when I don't think this is the video, but seeing the orbs. Not that. It's not that video. It's this one. So this is what I saw when I was in Michigan. This is what I saw when I was in Michigan. Now that same boom. So it's very interesting. But yeah, that's what I saw when I was up there. So I just wanted to make that an example. Is that it? No, that's not it.
As a helicopter chasing or interacting with some sort of a drone. You're going to see a mysterious object out the window of an airplane. I've got a huge update on these flashing lights. What's being described as very eerie. You guys are going to see the downtown area of a small community. We're going to start off with the drone / helicopter. Not quite sure what's going on here. I'm going to leave this up to you guys to decide. This was spotted by 2 people. Excellent video once again, coming out of Corona, California.
drones overhead? What in the hell? They're going together.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's like chasing it! Oh my god! It just disappeared. Dad, where did the second one go? Dad?
I don't see it.
Where did the second one go?
You know,
Dad.
That is wild.
Dad.
See, that's a helicopter chase. The drone just took off.
Where did the second one go?
I don't know.
It's gone! Dad, the second drone is gone!
We talk about that and dream about that and think about that.
And as you can tell by the enthusiasm of the witness's voice, this was a highly unusual observation, and this occurred above a very densely populated area of California. Right in here is where they saw that mysterious object, 2 objects in the nighttime sky. Speaking of objects flying at 35,000 feet, there was an object spotted.
So this is what I wanted to showcase to everybody. This is the same thing that I was dreaming about and that I was controlling. And then be able to see actual video footage, and it just brought me right to this video. So I'm just like, oh, praise to the Most High, because I get these downloads, I get these meditations and these foresights and premonitions, and however you want to download from the spirit, from the astral library. Not only these things, but many other things. But it's interesting for me in my life, in my own personal life, to be like, wow, who are you? Do I even know you now? It's like, you're dope. Yeah, it's like when you completely being able to be at like calm and peace and be at that love and joy, get to that point, you know, where you know that you're receiving wholly and holistically, naturally, in the most rawest of ways to be able to see things. But this was interesting that I wanted to see, and this actually came across my feed so I can see this.
Out the window by Athena, and as you're going to see on this flight from Colorado to Texas, video by Athena from January 25th of 2025, this object was moving exponentially faster than the aircraft that she was on. Almost makes it look like it was sitting still. And they're well above the clouds at 35,000 feet. Look at that thing. And notice the bow. That's what I found interesting about this thing. The darkness, or the apparent darkness of the trail, could just be the absence of light, but it's the bow that I found interesting in the trail. And coming up right here, I zoom in close, and you can clearly see there's a bow in the middle of that trail. I don't know, maybe it's just the angle, but I don't recall ever seeing a trail come out of the back of an airplane that seemed to have a bow in it, a noticeable bow. And this thing was moving at well over 500 miles an hour. You got to keep in mind, the plane Athena's on is at cruising altitude, and normally they're around 400 or 500 miles an hour. This thing here, like I said earlier, made their plane look like it was sitting still. Yeah. Once again, that was on a flight from Colorado to Texas. I've got some fascinating updates to share with you guys involving this flashing light phenomena. There's definitely something sweeping the earth that seems to be interfering with the flow of electricity, or certain light bulbs or certain types of instruments are sensitive to whatever is going on. Once again, the map is now at 270, and I put plus there because I've gotten many videos that I don't know the location of, and I've got 2 folders totaling over 500 videos, different incidents that I've received from different people all around the world. This video here is out of Tulsa, Oklahoma by Jessica Rose from March 4th of 2025 at 9:15 p.m. She was describing this as eerie, and it does look eerie. Almost looks like something you'd see in a movie. The downtown area is flashing for unknown reasons. You can hear the wind blowing in the background. Look at those lights. It made absolutely no sense. She said she had never seen that before. So why are so many people all around the world all of a sudden seeing things that they've never seen before? I mean, we're always seeing things in the day and nighttime sky that we can't identify, but we've never had a situation where so many people are seeing mysterious flashing lights all around the world. And this next segment's out of Kentucky, sent in by Papa D from the 27th of February. I know it's a little tough to see, but there were 4 lights. One remained blinking by the time that they got their camera. And I can relate to this because what this is a solar light that you put in the ground next to your sidewalk. I believe in their case here, they have it next to their pool. Mine, what it does, it charges during the day, obviously during daylight hours, runs at night whenever the sun goes down. And it doesn't last all night. It'll last till maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That's a solar light that's flashing. I noticed mine flashing about a week and a half ago out in the front yard. Caught me by total surprise. I wasn't expecting that because when I was out there at around 5:30 in the morning, typically they're off. They don't have any power. So that's happened to me as well. Going from Kentucky to Reno, Nevada, this video was sent in by Rob from the 21st of February. It has narration. Here we go.
All right, Mr. MBB 333 here's one indoors. Reno, Nevada.
See how stunned.
Get us on the map.
Reno is on the map. Thank you, Rob. Guys, these aren't loose light bulbs. They're not loose wires. They're not faulty switches. This stuff is just happening randomly all around the world. Next video sent in by Barbara out of Southern California. It too has narration. Here we go.
This is going on all over Southern California with the lights. Anyone else experiencing this?
And as you heard Barbara say, this is occurring all over Southern California, not just here and there. I'm getting videos literally from all over the world. And going from Southern California to Welland, Ontario, this video was sent in by Marion B. from March 4th at 9:25 p.m. when they noticed the computer screen of their laptop malfunctioning. This video has narration. Here we go.
It's the MBB 333. Looks like our laptop here.
9/11.
Glitching.
9/10.
I don't know what it's doing. I've never seen it do this before.
And as you heard the man say, he doesn't know what it's doing. He's never seen it do that before. Going from Ontario to Columbus, Indiana, video footage sent in by Joe and Michelle Haviland from the 27th. They too noticed lights malfunctioning outside in front of that building in Columbus, Indiana. Going from Indiana to Alabama, video footage sent in by Lisa Hartzog, who noticed lights out in the parking lot malfunctioning. Parking lot lights, street lights, highway lights, house lights, indoor lights. You guys are going to see a handheld scanner malfunctioning here in just a moment. Going down to southwestern Florida, video footage sent in by Flynn from March 1st of 2025. This was a large-scale event. Look at all the lights malfunctioning out here in this parking lot for whatever reason.
Right,
and I'm certain the reason's not loose bulbs or loose wires. This is happening way too often on such a large scale. It is absolutely wild. I've never seen anything like it. These lights are trying to tell us something. That's the way I look at this. They're trying to tell a story. Going to Topeka, Kansas, Sandy Bergman also noticed lights out in a parking lot malfunctioning. March 5th of 2025. From a distance, those don't look like LED lights. This next video has narration by Gordon out of Rhode Island. Very first video out of Rhode Island. We're now looking at 48 of all 50 states over here in the United States
48.
With videos of malfunctioning lights. I need a video from South Dakota, and I need a video from Nebraska. Once again, this video is out of Rhode Island in broad daylight. Check this out.
49.
It's Warwick, Rhode Island, and all the parking lot lights are flashing. Through the whole parking lot. I'm pretty much all over.
That one's the best you can see.
Really weird, guys. Most of the lights in the entire parking lot were malfunctioning. Going to St. Paul, Minnesota, Melissa, March 3rd of 2025. While sitting here at this intersection, she noticed 4 lights across the street malfunctioning, also in a parking lot. Get a lot of parking lot lights. A lot of road lights. You're going to see a section of road here about a quarter-mile long with most of the lights along the side of the road malfunctioning. I've got a video coming up that I'm still working on. There's a mile stretch of road, at least a mile, of malfunctioning lights. DJ Destruct 3/4 of 2025 out of Cobbs Creek, Pennsylvania. Check this out. Lights along the side of the road malfunctioning. This is one of the examples I was talking about. I mean, this isn't normal, guys. Those aren't loose bulbs. They're not loose wires. It's not caused from high winds or anything. It's a very calm night. But lights all up and down both sides of this road. Flickering, malfunctioning for mysterious reasons. Look at that. He'd never seen anything like it. Susie out of Kentucky noticed her handheld scanner, for unknown reasons, started flashing. And it caught her by surprise, as it normally doesn't do this.
Like this.
Why is this thing flashing?
I can't see that. Hold on.
She'd never seen it do that before. Going from...
Why is this thing
17
flashing?
Dang, I couldn't catch it.
And it caught her by surprise, as it normally doesn't do this.
I really can't tell what that is. 1724. What is that? 524.
Why is this thing flashing?
Can't tell.
She'd never seen it do that before. Going from Kentucky over to Dublin, Virginia. Video footage sent in by James of a ceiling light inside the house malfunctioning. That looks like a classic LED light. I have the same lights here at our house, and I did an experiment with that same exact light bulb here a few days ago, and the light started behaving just like you're seeing right there. Check this out. And here's the experiment. Notice the light flashing. It's the same bulb. Next video is out of Maryland by Dom, March 5th of 2025. He's sitting here waiting to have his truck worked on. And as he's sitting here, these lights start malfunctioning. None of the lights were malfunctioning when he got here. This started as he was sitting here waiting on the place to open up. This video has narration. Check this out.
Mr. MBB 333. Currently in Finksburg, Maryland. It's about 6:30, 6:35 in the morning.
6 plus 3 is
Sitting in
9.
this parking lot waiting to get my truck fixed, but the lights just started flashing out of nowhere. I was sitting there for about a half hour, I wasn't doing that, and it just started up. And none of the lights were on, just these. Weird. Love your show, man.
Thank you, Dom. Really appreciate that. Another excellent observation of this mysterious phenomena that's sweeping the earth. Going to Kansas, Jamie, March 4th of 2025. This video has narration. Here we go.
Here you go. Tonganoxie, Kansas. In the middle of a blizzard, blinky light phenomenon. I'm going to send this video in to you. Those would be the lights to the public library.
And they're obviously not supposed to be flashing. And again, it's not loose bulbs or loose wires. Something is causing these lights to malfunction. La Crosse, Wisconsin, Handstone, 3/3 of 2025. Mysterious lights flashing at night in a parking lot, multiple parking lots. In front of him, behind him. And again, very randomly, not all of the lights, just some of the lights. In most cases, this is the first time people have ever noticed these lights malfunctioning like this. I've got video footage that I'm going to share with you guys here in a few days. People that have lived in these communities for 30 years have never seen lights behaving like they've been behaving here recently. So anyway, the map's updated for now, 270 and counting. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Jeff Duggins out of Roanoke, Virginia. Check out this ominous-looking sky. Look like dark cotton balls hanging around above Roanoke, Virginia. Looking at the GOES X-ray.
So yeah, that was 2 days ago, but you can see the things that are starting to transpire. You can see the things that are starting to happen. Yes, it's very much so. It is interesting times we are living in, beloveds. Very interesting. Yeah. Let's get through some of these other ones. I can always come back to those. Because those videos are interesting. How, you know, gives a lot of intel on what's going on. But I want to highlight this video before I move on.
You can say Ms. True Miller Bacon is in a league of her own. At 100 years old, Ms. Bacon still has game.
Oh, I love to come out here. It's fun to me to come out here and bowl, you know.
Since 2016, every Monday morning, Bacon and her 76-year-old son, Robert, they make the 45-minute drive from Claxton to here, Marne Lanes at Fort Stewart, where the duo and their teammates knock a few down in the Monday Morning Senior League.
She's outstanding. She's a great bowler. She's my inspiration.
She's quiet, she's polite, everybody loves her. She doesn't make any qualms about when she misses the ball. But when misses pins, but when she does make something good, everybody's happy for her.
Now, Ms. Bacon, more than a pretty face, striking personality and inspiration to others nearly half her age in the league. Winning? Well, it's right up her alley, too. Thanks to her 75 average, Ms. Bacon has helped her team win league titles. Do you even worry about the score when you're out there, or how do you approach it? It's just about...
No, I don't worry about it. I try to do the best I can. If I make a mistake, then I try to, fix it.
Now with age comes wisdom, so I had to ask Ms. Bacon if she could spare some advice for other seniors looking to stay active.
I would tell them to try. Go out and bowl and have fun. You know?
That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
Wow. 100 years old. Wow. That made me feel good. Hope that make you feel good too. Yeah. Yeah, that makes you feel good. You gotta get out. You gotta get out and do it. So yeah. Let's see. We got plenty more to go, but I'll leave it for a later show. So get some stuff done for the day, and we'll be back again to play. So appreciate everybody that was tapped in, tuned in. Bring some a little bit later on, right as the sun go down. Still in the fast. Still got my filet mignon. Let everybody enjoy today. Enjoy the sunshine. Get out, relax, and stretch out some, Enjoy. These are happy times. I'm going to be traveling this beautiful country again. This beautiful land of ours. All the lands that I've walked have been mine. And I've embraced them, and they've embraced me. Gone around and picked up trash and kissed the ground and hugged trees and haven't planted seeds. That might be something I may do. Just go around and randomly planting seeds. So I don't know. Just throwing that out there. But interesting time to be alive, though. It is. You're seeing what's going on with 83 out here, and it's a whirlwind. Who'd have thought? And then now to actually see like the recordings and what people see, because a lot of people be very quiet and silent, and they don't want to talk about the things that they've been going through or seeing or hearing, because it spooks them, so they don't want to be embarrassed and spook somebody else because they really want to tell somebody right away, real quick. So when they see you, it's a real nervous icebreaker. But lo and behold, these are happening. And people's partners are not believing them. People are arguing, pissed off and frustrated. Because everywhere they go, nobody's believing them. Even when it is believable. Until it knocks on that person's door and ends up on their shit list. Now they become, oh, I believe you. I seen it too. So it's a humbling trickle down effect right now. As the dominoes are falling one by one. When you start looking at it from the mind, body, and spirit. Finances, emotions, and psychologically being exposed to things that are never seen, never heard, never thought of. And this is a true reveal of all of that. It's the interesting times that we're living in. It's a lot of crime, global crime, American crime, crime on yourself. And this is an amazing time for all the ones out there who are on the edge, teetering, that have been looking for the information, the results, the perspective to be able to look at things a lot differently than what they may have been looking at them in the whole time. And you got to start somewhere, though, Obviously, you're seeing these things, especially over the last 5 years, and you've been questioning what is really going on. And now you're getting to that precipice in your own life where you're getting older now, and you're starting to recognize it, whether you're young or whether you're old. And you're actually looking for some type of answers and guidance. Answers to the questions that you have, and guidance to whether to follow to or follow or go away from. A lot of that is the slow down, homie. Slow down. Stop. Be still. Look both ways. And shut up. Because the Most High God is trying to tell you something. And as He's telling you something, aren't you listening? Aren't you comprehending? Are you digesting the nutrition that is in front of you? Are you agreeing with the edification of the nutrition that is in front of you? And it's up for you to answer that. Look at yourself in the mirror and answer that. And that's a start. That's accepting. That's the aha moment. Accountability, honesty, and apology. And now you realize that, okay, this is judgment. And I am no longer exempt. And I am in the same cafeteria lunch line as everybody else, about to get these cold potatoes. So yes, that is the honest truth. And the truth is honest. Too many out there who don't want to see what is going on. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. See it on every time. So anyways, enjoy your day. Shalom, beloved.